And we're back for episode 2 of Let's Play China. I'm Zimran, and I hope you enjoyed the first episode. In the first episode, we had been building paper mills, and we had just started to queue up some arms industries so we could improve our army. And you might ask, what do I mean by improve our army? Well, China has a huge army. I can call 445 regulars and 740 conscripts, but they're terrible. And the way you see this is you can go to your market, or excuse me, you can go to your buildings, go to development and look at the barracks and see that right now our army has 10 offense and 15 defense. If we can get line infantry, which takes small arms, it'll be 20 offense and 30 defense. And if we can have cannons, that'll increase its 10 to 10 offense, 10 defense, 10% morale damage, and a 10% kill rate, so much better. So it would add 445 army power projection. Line infantry would add 1,335 army power projection. And so, for instance, my army's power projection is, I guess I don't know how to see that, so I'll keep looking around, then if we find it, we find it. Maybe it shows. So we have a power projection of 445. My Russia, for instance, has a power projection of 1,710. So that tells you how poor our army really is. So we need to improve it. And one of the reasons we need to improve it is we want to end this opium crisis. And when I take the decision to ban the opium crisis, the European countries, the great powers, are going to be very angry. And if we don't have a military to defend ourselves, they'll just attack us and make us buy opium. But if we have a strong enough military, we can kind of dissuade some of that. So we're going to live with the opium crisis for a little while until we're strong enough to ban it. And then we'll move on from there. Another thing that is going on is I'm getting lots of, well, it's not showing yet, but I'm going to get lots of radicals from not enacting this dedicated police force law. And I actually do want to enact this, and it has good support. The problem is if you look over here, it's going to take an additional bureaucracy of 3,560 permanently. And I only have 668. And if you go way into the red or into the negative of bureaucracy, your tax income really plummets. So that's something we're going to have to work out why we do that. So right now, what we're going to do is build paper, and then what I think we're going to do, instead of the arms industry right away, we're going to go to development, or go to urban buildings, and we're going to go to government administration, and we're going to build some. And what we're going to do is build some in some places that have some infrastructure. And what we should do is look at the taxation capacity and say, okay, so Shandong has terrible tax infrastructure, but we only have 2 infrastructure there, so I can't really build anything there. Suzhou, or Suzhou, it has terrible too. Let's go see how much infrastructure it has. But it has 33 infrastructure available. So we'll build like 10, and the administration buildings only take 1 infrastructure to build, so maybe we'll build 12. Then what's next in the line? Sichuan. Let's go find it. Maybe I already passed it. It has a bunch of infrastructure too, so we'll build maybe like 10 here. 11, I guess, since I overclicked, no big deal. What else? So Yunnan also, so that's easy with these. That's pretty good infrastructure, so we'll build 10 there. Alright, so we're going to let this stuff build, and one of the things we're going to do is finish the paper mills. Once the paper mills are done, then then I'll go to the construction and I'll make these go up in the queue. Alright. One of the things we're going to need... Another thing at the end of the episode, or at the beginning of the other episode, is we had said, you know, technology-wise, that I didn't do and I forgot about, and I'll just go ahead and explain it now, is I said we want cotton gin and then lathe. And the reason is the cotton gin unlocks lathe, and the lathe unlocks dye workshops for textile mills. And I didn't do anything about that after we discovered it. So let me show you why that's interesting. So we'll go to the buildings, and we'll go to urban, and we'll go to the textile mills. And if we change it to a dye workshop, it increases the amount of clothes we make, but it takes more dye. And so you want to go to the market and look at how much dye you have. Right now, we have more sell orders than buy orders by about 300. And clothes, we're running about a 2,000 deficit. So if we go back to the building and we say switch to the dye market, and then come back to the market, you can see clothes. Our deficit gets under 2,000, which is kind of nice. And the dye, we're still making more than what we are buying, so we're still running okay there. Our standard of living is up to 10, so it's going back up. It started quite high, and we're improving. More paper mills, more paper mills. I'm just watching those numbers roll down. The goods for government buildings is going down. And so if we stopped building, right now we would be running a little bit about 42,000 plus non-deficit, but we still have 4 million gold reserves, and really, fractional distillation unlocked. Excellent. So patents for production method, technology. Okay, so really in this game, there's no reason to have a massive gold reserve. I don't necessarily want to run a deficit because I don't want to play, or I don't want to like be on credit because I don't want to pay interest. But there's no reason to have 4 million gold reserves unless I'm planning on going to war, because wars are expensive. But right now, while we're building, we might as well use as much of our building capabilities as we can. More opium addiction. And you can see our radicals are going up, and the reason for it is a lot of them are from political movement demands, about 700,000. So it's because I'm not doing this long. More opium addiction. And actually, I think what I'm going to do first, before I start building more of these government administrations, because these government administrations take paper. Oh, they take a lot of paper. Oh, well, that's one building take. It takes 10 paper per level. I'm tempted to build more paper mills. Of course, paper takes wood. And so right now, the price of wood is pretty high. So it's just like a never-ending thing. You gotta build, and am I just playing around through my first game? Oh, defamatory article. what was I saying? Okay, so it's just like a kind of a repeating process. And in my first game, what I didn't do is really do anything other than watch the lines go up. But you got to be more proactive in expansion and stuff. And of course, we can't do that without a good military. So it's one step at a time at first. Right now, we're running less of a deficit. So that's good. What I really want to do, yeah, is I guess what I need to do is build more paper before even I do the government mills. Alright, so building more paper, we're building a government. So what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and let those two finish. Keep pushing stuff to the bottom. Alright, more paper. We still have 3 million in gold reserves, so we're doing good there. It's coming along. You know, I'm wondering the next game I might play. I think I might play as Austria, Hungary, and see how they go. America could always be fun, the United States, but I really thought China would be fun because I know of the Opium Wars, another opium addiction. Oh, intensive agriculture unlocked. Alright, so what we want to do is go military. Let's get line infantry going. Just keep producing. Keep going. Paper mills are doing good. So now we're down to 11. About a 10k deficit, 11k deficit. Oh, gold fills are depleted. So more opium. Line infantry unlocked. We're almost catching up on the paper to where we're not going to be running a huge deficit. Romanticism unlocked. Alright, so what do we want to go back to? 23 months. Let's look what else we want to do here. Coal mines, iron mines. I do this one. More paper. So now we're up to 12 million radicals, which is sad. And a lot of them were from unfulfilled political demands. Almost a million, but that's going down. But a lot are from standard of living. See, it's let's see here. Decrease the standard of living, political movement, discrimination. So, yeah. Oh, I don't want an alliance. Alright, so we can get that standard of living to go up. We look at the market in details and see what's super expensive. So wood's expensive, clothes are expensive again, services are a little expensive. One of the things we might actually do is look at our budget and look at that consumption tax. So that consumption tax is bringing in 8,000. What could we put it on that would bring in more? Let's do a liquor tax here. So now we're going to be running a little bit of a profit, which is nice. My radicals are going down, so that's nice. We're actually making more paper than demand now, which is excellent. So I'm going to let these paper mills finish, and then we're going to go build some government administration, and then we're going to get into the small ones. And I don't want a trade agreement. I don't want a defensive pact. And you can just kind of see what I'm saying. So now the goods for government buildings is down to 72, and that was way above 100K, so that's really helped us. So if we were to get rid of our building right now, we would be running a bonus, or we would be running a surplus of 77,000, which is really nice. Our gold reserves are heading back towards 3 million. They're over half, 2.6 million right now. That's excellent. So right now the game's kind of a boring, but so we'll look around at some other things. I don't want to bore my watchers, and maybe I should have just skipped to this part of the video, and maybe I'll do that in the meantime to get to the action. But this is not like a EU war game or Hearts of Iron. This is more build your society kind of stuff. And so I'm really going to try to do that. I got some warnings up here. Unproductive trade route. Luxury clothes. Just going to take that out. So really what we want to do is new import route. Luxury clothes. Everybody is just terrible. Explosives. No. Artillery. No. So sulfur. No. All of these things that we're going to need. And honestly, now that we're making a little bit of a profit, I may start to build a little bit more, build some more construction sites so that we can build even more, which I know sounds crazy, but it's kind of a cycle that we've got to get out to. China starts kind of weak, and we really need to build up our military here, because I have a feeling the European powers are going to want to start getting involved with us pretty soon. So that's what we're going to have to do. Crystal glass unlocked. All right. Army reserves unlocked. Medical degrees unlocked. Alright, so what we're going to do is our government administration is improving. Oh, that's one of the things that I really want to do, is look at my laws and see economy. And I want to try to get this passed. And the other thing I want to do is get taxation. I want to get this per capita tax through. It's not very popular right now. And we need to have currency standards. Okay, so we'll watch this law. It only has 9.8% success chance, but we'll still try, just so that it's doing something. And looking at what I want. Napoleonic warfare, mobile artillery. I don't think that unlocks smoothbores for arms industry, leads to breech loading artillery. Percussion cap unlocks munition plants building, leads to rifling technology. I'm trying to think. Canneries, food industries, leads to mechanized workshops. Railways, I think this is going to be... Let's get that going. Alright, so what we're gonna do now, we've built this up a little bit, but right now I think we're gonna just, we'll build the rest that's kind of being built. I really want to get my military improvement going, so we're gonna increase the arms industry, but we're also gonna do one other thing, and that is build a little bit more construction. So we're doing see where that takes us. And we'll keep going with that. Oh, and now agrarianism just went up to 19.8% success chance. So they're talking about it. They're meeting about it. They're working about it. And we're going. Some Manchu people are unfairly blaming the poor living conditions. We must all live together. Well, let's live with that life because I can't afford the authority yet. Okay, so now we've got some arms industry, so we'll go to the market. Then we'll go to the military goods, and we can see that we are building small arms. Now what we want to do is go to our buildings, go to development, go to the barracks. And start producing. And I'll just remind you, so before we do that, our military power is at 484 right now. Okay, claiming that the enactment of agrarianism would affect the country, Mio's inhabitants in a disproportionately negative way. Mio firebrands have riled up their communities against the current law proposal. So we can say, and their thoughts concern us how, force these issues through, which would give us 10% enactment success chance. So it would put it up to, what would it put it? Put it up to 29%, basically 29%. Make some token amends, or acknowledge and address their concerns, and that would lower the enactment percent. So let's... So what does this do exactly? It lets me subsidize agriculture, ranches, plantations, infrastructure. So we've got to get this, because that lets us subsidize trains. So we're going to do that. We're just going to live with the radicals. And then, okay, so what's popped up is a diplomatic play in Indonesia. So Britain is apparently going to attack this country, which they don't stand a chance. And what you can do is you can say, hey, I'm for Britain, I'm in the middle, or hey, I'm for these guys, and I'm not going to do either. So, yeah. Britain will conquer them very fast. We'll go back to the market. We'll look. Sell orders, buy orders. See, our power projection is going up because we have guns. Rather than to whatever we had, I guess. Sticks and stones and spears. So that's excellent. And one of the things we're going to need for the arms industry, and we'll look is the industry here. We're building, weapons, and what that takes is iron and hardwood. So we need to go to our market, our supplies. Iron prices are going up. Hardwood is okay a little bit, so we're going to need iron. So I'm going to go to resources. We're going to go to iron mines. And we're going to build a whole bunch of them. You can see diplomatic play in India. East Indian Company is going to take over these guys. Intervening in this law. We're getting it. So now it's got a 48.8% chance to pass. We're running a 33.6k deficit. Oops. So let's keep going. I'm going to reduce some of the arms industry we're building. And the reason I'm going to reduce it is I want to try to balance out the prices of these things, and we can see. Oh, nice. So we now have agrarianism. So we can subsidize agriculture, ranches, plantations, infrastructure, which means we can subsidize railroads, which is going to be very important for improving our infrastructure. So let's go ahead and look at our laws. Politics, laws. The next thing we want is that land-based taxation. Or per capita taxation, but we can't do that until requires the following currency standards. So let's go to technology. What are we working on? We're working on railways, which is fine, and society currency standard, which is actually going to unlock pretty soon by itself, so that's good. We are making a headway. Just to look at our country, so our power projection's up to 545, so just kind of a reminder, Russia's at 1710. The East India is at 1342. You can look at Burma, they're at 53. Vietnam, they're at 72. So you got a kind of an idea. What's England at? Let's look. They're at 1708. So we really need to be able to get up there, to be able to defend ourselves, so we can end this opium nonsense. And we'll keep doing it. We're building a few more arms industries. Look at the market here. So we're sell orders, buy orders. So we're running a deficit. So let's go ahead and do buildings, development. And this does cost you money. Every time I increase this, my running deficit goes up. Currency standards unlocked. Napoleonic warfare unlocked. And what I want to do now to make some money is I'm going to look at a market. I'm going to say, what am I making a lot of? So I'm making a lot of well, not too much of anything, to be honest. Fabric, tools are okay. We're gonna start running out of that fast. So, and with that, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here, and we'll pick up with episode 3, and hopefully in episode 3 what we'll do, what our plan for it will be, is build some iron mines, and then build some tool mines, and continue our arms industry, get some chemical plants going, and can we build chemical plants yet? Chemical plants. No, we cannot. So build some steel. Oh, yes, we can. Okay, so that's excellent. But they take sulfur, so we'll have to build some sulfur mines first, and we'll have to build some tools workshops so we can increase our production in our mines. So it takes iron and it takes wood. We're building iron, so let's go ahead and queue up some tool workshops. Alright, and with that, we'll call it a good episode here. and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a great day. I hope you enjoy.